We got new ones. Yeah, long sleeve C, and then we have make work suck less.
Yeah, it's upside down. I'll
So
have
I
to,
guess,
yeah, make, there
right?
you go. Perfect.
I
I
was
like
like,
how
wait a
you did that.
second.
You switched that up real quick.
That was good,
See,
right? And
if I would
then,
have done that, you would have heard all kinds of popping and
right? And then I have the,
nice. That's
yeah,
perfect.
it's so much fun to have
Gee,
swag.
you've got that's some serious swag actually. So,
Well,
all
I
right.
just,
And so Lori, welcome back. I
thank
think
you.
I think Alex is going to be jealous. Alex from Taproot. You guys are just constantly
We're
tied with
competing
the
for
most
the top
advances.
spot.
Yeah.
We're going to start
Okay.
sending, I'll send
So,
them an email and be like, your session is canceled. It's on with me as well.
oh, that's terrible.
I'm
Hey, I don't know if you
just,
heard, but whatever you have set up next with Blaine got canceled.
yeah, just
That's
kidding.
funny.
Just kidding. We're just here. We're
Just,
all need to be helpful.
yes, absolutely. And that's what I love. I love shamelessly learning from all of you. Um, and so we were talking offline about something that we are going to get into today. You've been doing a lot of work, or can we say like with data centers or at data
Yep.
centers? Um,
Yep.
and we were talking about how the nature of the work is kind of different. I mean, it's construction, but what you've noticed about it, the pace and the rate at which the work happens, and then the size of the job sites
Right. The
is
size and
huge. So,
scope
let's,
on most of them is
yeah.
ridiculous. But some of them are a little smaller, some are a little bigger.
Mhm.
But as far as like the production demands and expectations, and the numerous contractors that are on site and the orchestration of all of that on timeline is obviously construction as a whole, but mission critical data centers is definitely been trending, and it's opened my eyes a lot. I was never in construction this deep before, so it's been really cool to learn.
And so, mission critical, when they say, "Hey, this is a mission critical build," that creates naturally. It's going to create a sense of one of urgency, right? Of prioritizing this, but um, it has to influence just the mindset of the workers, the pace at which they normally work might feel faster, or just the perception, right, that creates that
Yes.
tension, if you will. That's
It's also a
crazy.
good tag word. I mean, whoever, thought of it is like, it's also, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good hashtag as well. But it does kind of encompass a little bit about what's happening, that it's high demand, it's
Yeah,
high productivity and big scale and important. It's AI is not going anywhere and it's
yeah,
needed. So I know it's controversial, and that's for
yeah,
another podcast, obviously, to kind of handle
yeah.
those
I'll let some other
questions.
influencing podcasters tackle that piece of it. But for us, it presents challenges and opportunities. So we were talking about the way you approach the old way of approaching injury prevention, and be in case somebody's new to the podcast and maybe they don't know Lori's tenure here at the Safety Pro podcast. Go ahead and introduce yourself, and that's going to help new folks understand what we're about to get into.
Thank you. Okay, that's helpful. All right. So I own Balance BioMechanics. We've been around for about 14 years now, which is really
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
And we specialize in high hazard industries on injury prevention through more of an athletic performance mindset and training more resilience and durability out of people rather than perfect ergonomics. Biomechanics fits under the ergonomics and safety umbrella, but uh, it's just really, especially in these high hazards where you can't have perfect ergonomics happen, we're trying to build more durability. We're trying to influence the whole industry to be better at their physical fitness, their health, their awareness of not wrecking their body, and not have it just accepted. Like, I do blue collar work, so I'm going to have back pain forever and I'm going to need surgery when I retire. So that's my
Yeah, they
goal.
just sort of accepted that as a reality.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
They're just like, this is what I do for a paycheck. And I'll deal with the repercussions later. And I am fully on that mission to be like, no, there is so much more that you can prevent and be better. I Work sucks, and we like to say we make work suck less. We can't do it
There
all.
you go. It's on your sleeve. Yes.
It's our,
You wear
yeah,
your
that
work
is
on
our
your sleeve,
tagline.
Lori. Yeah.
It's on the sleeve. And, so if no one's familiar with the ninja stuff, I am known as the movement ninja because the ninja's been our branding since the near beginning. We used to kind of talk about industrial athlete sort of perspective, but one of our clients early on was the National Park Service and the trails crew, fire, and everyone who works in national parks. And that's not really industrial athletes. So I had to come up with a new theme, and the ninja was born through that. And then now everyone's like, oh, yeah, it's just a really great mindset of ninja mode and easy to encompass, kind of how we want people to take responsibility and move better.
It was
So
either
yeah,
that
that's
or
all.
forest athlete. So that
Right.
yeah. Um yeah, so all good stuff. Absolutely needed. I wished I would have had it in the fire department many years ago. Um
Oh yeah.
so so getting back to our top now, given all of that with your background and what you do and what you help people realize, both realize and also materially realize
Yep.
the benefits of it. You mentioned on the phone, we were talking before we started recording about this old way and then more of the newer approach. Like, let's talk about
Oh,
that.
yes. So originally, it's the bulk of work at the moment, and a lot of it is trying to help companies go from a static stretch and flex warm up to a more dynamic warm up. Stretch and flex warm ups are fine. They're a good starting point, but especially for physical work where you're in a bunch of different positions, a dynamic, more athletic approach is better. It's more effective. It prepares the body better than a stretch and hold for 15 seconds and part by part warm up. So we're really trying to elevate all industries to change to that. And I know we're not, Balance BioMechanics is not the only ones out there doing it, which is really cool. There's a lot of great companies that can help switch people's program over. So it's just a more effective warm up. And for us, we try to add a little strength, a little balance in the warm up also, because if someone's in construction working 10, 12-hour days all the time, the time to go to the gym is
Yeah.
few and far between. So if we can drop little nuggets of opportunity in their warm up, maybe after lunch or something like that, that's where we're trying to influence that changeover. So for sure, switching from static to dynamic is a brilliant switch that anyone should be doing, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned going to the gym, and then you're like just beat from work all day, and you're not going to have the energy for that, maybe. But I was talking to a neighbor, a friend. I saw him at the gym, and he's always worked outdoors, doing engineering work, surveying, things like that. And he's always talked about this. He says, I approach my work like it's exercise. He's walking all day. He's carrying things. So he's got this rig. I didn't see it, but he's explaining it to me where they used to just use backpacks and they would keep all their stuff in it and their survey equipment and water. But now he's got this pack that's got a front and a back because of balance.
Yeah, that's
And
smart.
he's now he has this certain posture when he walks. He tries to carry his equipment, in switches hands if he has to, or in equal weight. He calls like he's like he's figured it out, right, of how to use it. Like he's
Yes.
exercising at the same time, but it also he says it's been easier to go all day like that. He says he's my age. He's got kids in their 20s that join the crew, and then like he's running circles around them. And so
That's
the reason why we started
he's
talking about it,
naturally bringing rucking into the equation. If I mean, rucking's
yeah,
super popular right now, right? Yeah.
absolutely. The reason why we got on this topic at the gym is because we ran into each other, started talking, and we see this other guy doing these crazy exercises, and it turns out you could tell by all the exercises he was doing that he's a golfer. So
Oh, yeah.
he
Okay.
was working out for the job that he
Yeah.
like, or for in this case. So he was like very focused on that, and so we started talking about, hey, maybe we should do that. We should exercise for the job that we're gonna like. If we're gonna do a lot of overhead work or reaching, or are we conditioned for that? And then he's telling me about his approach. So yeah, what you're saying is so true. We can definitely make that suck less, but they have to know how and why, right?
Yes, and how and why, and you just said the magic word, the why, and beyond anything else, the conversations that I've had in the last 6 months, for sure. We currently we go on these big sites, and we have classes. We have a 6-hour class that we teach the leaders for our mobility program, and I know not everybody has the luxury of being able to do this, but through multi employers, like a lot of contractors send representatives, and it's really about learning the why. It's about understanding the routine. But numerous times I've had someone be like, oh, that whole scoops thing for the back of your leg. He's like, I've never knew what it was for. I was the one in the back just going through the motions, not even caring. This was a guy that was last minute thrown into class. He wasn't even supposed to be there, but they're like, hey, there's just go. It's a free lunch.
Yeah.
and and he was like, that was me. And then now that you explain it and I understand exactly where I'm supposed to feel it, what it's supposed to be doing, he's like, that makes total sense. I'm going to tell everybody about it, and I'm actually going to do it now. So,
Yeah.
like, telling people the why behind what you're doing, no matter what the initiative, but especially with movement things, has been so helpful. And I think that construction and anyone who's doing stretch and flex, everyone's kind of stuck in the follow the leader mode. They're half
Yep.
awake. They're, trying, waiting for their energy drink to kick in. They're just following the leader of something they've been doing for years and years, and they're not understanding how this could be preparing you better for the crazy work that you might be doing on your knees all the time, or overhead work, or anything like that. And if you can just help understand the why, you just get better buy-in. Not from everybody. I'm going to say that I get it. We're not going to get 100% buy-in from everybody, but you can get a whole lot. And then influencers, right? So this guy who was like, now I'm going to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
That's who you want. Those are people who you really need to influence. And on these huge job sites, it is invaluable to have someone like that just kind of cares about his people around him.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to say you can't pop a video in or send a link to them and they get this.
No.
It this has to be, oh man, I was talking to Heather McDougall a couple episodes back about, she said, safety is, technology is great. We need to leverage that as a tool. AI is great. We're going to leverage it as a tool, but it's still a people centric business. And somebody like you, standing and making eye contact and seeing that light bulb go off, right? And go, okay, I can use this individual, that's a force multiplier. So I'm going to maybe give them a little bit of extra information. Like they're going to run with this. You miss all of that by just doing this asymmetrical, hey, watch this video, click this link, or do this online like thing. It's going to teach you how to stretch, and
Right.
you just don't get that, and
That's a
that's
great
terrible.
point. Yeah, you don't get that feedback of like who doesn't care at all, but who you're actually reaching and then how
Right.
to keep that going in that person, you know? So cool a video might do a little bit more than we think for some individuals.
Yeah.
Then how do you know though? And how do
Yeah.
you follow up on that?
But
Um,
it gets to that second state, like it might give somebody some information, and it's not nothing, right? It's better than nothing,
right.
right? If you're not going to do anything, at least show them a video on what they could be doing. But it's you said influencer, those peer leaders that are going to go out, they're going to carry that message with them when you're not there and
Yes.
throughout their career.
Yes.
That's
And
huge.
what's that's huge. And what's really interesting is that along the way, 14 years of doing this, I put people in buckets. I put them in the old and stubborn and the young and bulletproof because it's kind of a pattern, I got to say. But some of those old and stubborn, if you all of a sudden give them the why that they need and they feel a big change, they are the biggest cheerleaders all of a
Yeah.
sudden because they're like, oh, like no one's ever explained it like that before or something like that. Again, with anything, but for sure with movement, if you can all of a sudden get rid of somebody's back pain or give them more energy at the end of their workday, so then their family life and their home life is way better. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got followers forever. And that's, I think, one of my main.
I want to remind everybody to go out and support our partners in safety. They help make this podcast happen. Of course, I'm talking about Mighty Line Floor Tape, the original partners in safety on the Safety Pro podcast. Now, look, if you're struggling in your facilities with layout, floor marking, maybe you're having safety issues related to organization, concerns, Mighty Line's got you covered. You're going to be able to 5S your entire facility without painting a single part of your floor. They've got line tape, they've got directional signs, they've got icons that you can get to stick on your floor, instructions, you can get custom logos and design signs, labels, you name it, they've got you covered. They've got floor tape that is slip resistant. They've got floor tape that is built to withstand forklift traffic. Don't take my word for it. Go get a sample for yourself. Go to mightylinetape.com/podcast. Fill out the form. They'll send you a free sample. It also lets them know that we sent you. Again, mightylinetape.com/podcast. Also, big shout out to Aero Safety. I've gotten to know Drew over the years at Aero Safety. I've had Drew on the podcast a number of times where he's broken down some safety issues that all safety managers face, and we have great discussions. Hope to have him back on again soon. The reason why I talked to Drew is Aero Safety, as far as safety services providers go, they are the official safety service provider of the Safety Pro podcast. I'm going to tell everybody that asks, hey, do you have anybody that can do custom training for us? Do you have anyone that can help us with our safety program development, audits, inspections? Drew has you covered. I always send people to Aero Safety. Go to aerosafetyus.com. You're going to get something that's built, designed for you in your business, not some generic off the shelf service. All right. That's aerosafetyus.com. Get a custom quote today.
And it
Goals.
takes repetition. Like you may not get them the first time, but if you successfully set up this, I'm going to say program, this approach, um, that continues right with that energy and with that approach to that information sharing, that something, you never know what's going to click, right?
Right.
and
And you have to
and so
try different things.
that's a testament to repetition. Like you got to stick with it, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. um
Yeah. Same message, different ways, you know.
yeah. Yeah. So I started goofy story, and I know you went through this too. I've seen some of your videos on this. Um, so I started doing these pull up things, right? And so if you were to say there's a benefit of being able to do 15 pull ups, something like that. There's a benefit to your health to do it. You increase strength and your metabolism, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So I'm just going to go and try to do pull ups. But if you were to explain to me that should my elbows be out? Should I like how wide
How do
should
you
my
even
grip
start?
be?
Yeah.
How do I start? Like, how do I ease into it? So all of those things are missing from that general message of you need to be able to do this many pull-ups. Pull-ups matter. You should be doing pull-ups. And then that's it. That's all I
Right.
get. I could be doing them wrong, and I could actually be increasing risk. Um,
Yes, but I mean, to do a pull up
eh,
wrong is
it's a pull-up.
still it's a lot of strength to do a pull up. But I agree that there's some good people that are going to show a good pull up progression. But I'll even
Mm-hmm.
tell people that hanging, just dead hang, is really good for you to learn how to do. Right, you're supposed to be able to walk and farmer carry your body weight, I think,
Yeah.
for 2 minutes. Like people are giving, I don't know where they're getting these like numbers from and who's saying that if you carry it
Nobody
for two
knows.
minutes, right? If it's 2 minutes, then you're going to live 20 more years. Like no one knows the specific, but I do love the movement behind it. That it's like
Right.
okay, and it is motivating to a fair number of people. Like hey, I'm going to live longer. I'm going to live better if I can farmer carry, if I can pull up, if I can squat, if I can hinge. All of those great things. So I ride the wave. But like you're saying, how do I even go? Pull up's a big movement. And, you can do assisted, you can learn how to hang. But yeah, you can hang with your shoulders at your ears, or you can hang like in a strong position. There's
Yeah.
explanations. And I just saw a
Yeah.
new way of using an assisted band to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
we're in what's that information overload if you say
Yeah.
how to do a pull up, right? It's out there, but
Yeah.
I would agree for sure. At 15 is a lot of pull-ups. I mean, I think at my best I've done 6. So, but
I've
it's
seen your
great.
videos.
It's right. Like it's one thing I really try to keep
Yeah.
because it's building muscle. And I guess the other thing I'm going to scroll off on of the thing I'm talking about most on these job sites with people that come to me and they're like, yeah, my back hurts or my knees really hurt or I need to lose weight. And I hear they're like, I'm fasting or doing this. I go, you need more muscle. And I'm like, a lot of times you need different muscles than the ones that you're repetitively using all day. So
Yeah.
like weight training has been the conversation and then how you gain muscle and eating protein and like there's a lot of people out there that are overcomplicating it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes they're just like, oh well, I'm moving. I'm like, great, especially this physical workforce, right? I do physical work, so I must be physically fit. But I know that we've all walked through a job site and not everybody is physically fit.
No.
So
What do they call that? NEAT. It's the acronym NEAT. It's basically just your everyday movements and activities contribute to your uh, caloric, burn. But
okay. Yeah.
um, yeah, I think you're right. I definitely have over the years have seen, and I don't think it's changed. You said base, it's basic. It's not rocket science. But what's changed is how we talk about it. And that's what I think is like clicking now. It's like what you went back to at the beginning, the old way versus this new way of engaging people. And it's like, yeah, I need to lose weight. And it might not, that might not be the case, but like adding muscle, focusing on building strength, that's going to get you there, and then you're focusing on the right thing. And I think for me it was a mindset. It was like, hey, I got to drop 15 pounds, and it was like, oh, I could starve myself into that. but it's not very helpful and it's not
Is that the
sustainable.
right 15 pounds that you're losing, right?
Correct.
Are you losing your
Muscle.
muscle as
Yeah.
well as your fat? And I think that's big buzz right now, that everyone likes the fact that we've got some peptides out there and we've got some things that can help people lose weight. But is it the right way? And do you actually need it? And are you
Yeah.
doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, like lifting weights and eating right and getting your sleep and all of that stuff as well? There's no
Yeah.
magic wand that's going to work really nice. I think we've
I'm gonna tell
seen,
you what,
don't
we got
always do
these
that.
e-bikes and I wasn't sold on these e-bikes at first. I was like, I don't know, but they're actually pretty cool. And you don't have to
Okay.
use them. You don't have to like use them as a motorcycle. We didn't. We pedaled the whole time, but the thing weighs 70 pounds,
Yeah,
and I
they're
had to get
very
it in the
heavy.
back of the truck. So yeah, I did like I'm like, oh, I do this at the gym. I did the same movement and I stood up and it was fine. But I made that connection of, okay, this is like this is an exercise. Like I can do this. This is something I can
Yes,
do.
that mental mindset is a big switch over. We've
Yeah.
actually been hired to do job assessments for people who rent out those e-bikes and their workstations for the people that repair them and have to move them
Uh,
around a lot. And that is exactly a conversation. I'm like, this is your workout, so treat it as such. Don't just, flop it around. Otherwise, you're going to get yourself hurt.
yeah, that's great. I love that approach. And yeah, just overall, I've noticed myself just overall building strength, building muscles around the core activity you would think you would need to develop. Like it's a system. It's the whole system has to work.
Yes.
And so I love that approach. How have you've seen the changes over the years since by the way, 2014, you were just talking about Balance Bio. So before that, you have a body of work in this space. How have you seen the one? I guess it's twofold. One, I won't say advances in medicine or science, but expanding our understanding of human anatomy and and what goes into some of these things. Our understanding has expanded, I think. Um, and then the attitude. Have you seen the attitude about health, fitness? How has that changed over the year? Because you see these trends that are just crazy.
There's
That just
some.
and it's always happening.
True. There are some of that. There's trends doing it. I think right now, I think it probably has always been there. It's just the fact that like we're in this generation right now and we're hitting our 50s and we're a little more aware of our aches and pains and wanting to be more fit and longevity. But I love it for women that like strength training is really getting more and more acceptable. Not everybody thinks that you're going to look just like a man if you lift weights, and
Right.
how hard it is to gain that much muscle anyway.
Yeah.
So I
My wife
think
was talking about this, um, and we're in our 50s, and she said the same thing. She said the exact same thing. Her trainer told her flat out. He said, "You're not. You're only going unless you're doing some crazy um
diet.
he didn't say drugs, but
Oh, enhancements,
supplement
right? Yep.
supplement yeah, like bodybuilding. Like he goes, those are outliers. He goes, you can work out every day, like you're only going to get so, but you need to develop that strength and you're
Right.
not going to get all ripped and stuff. So
Right.
um
I mean,
that
so that
was
trend's gotten a little bit better. I think
yeah,
that as people age, they care more because they feel more. I'm not
yeah,
sure if I think there's a better wellness trend in maybe millennials, Gen Z, that are kind of
yeah,
better at being aware of taking care of themselves and trying to maintain things. There's a heightened awareness of that. I just think we've gotten better, and with social media and information. We've gotten better
Yeah.
at simplifying it to a point where it is understandable. No one's like gatekeeping all the information and being super scientific of how it should go. We're just like, hey, here's real talk. Here's what's working. And that's a benefit of social media that I've seen, is that people can just,
And I love
better.
and that's why I asked about like our understanding of nutrition and or metabolism and just the biology behind it. Our understanding has improved, and I do like this movement back to, you said, simplifying. I it shouldn't come in, I don't have one, which is a good sign. It shouldn't come in a bottle with a screw cap. It's
Right.
usually on your plate. You said it in our last episode, I think: eat less crap, eat real food, eat like
Yes.
and I like that as well, that messaging versus the message of, oh, this is a secret formula, this is your
The
magic
pill,
pill
the
or
supplements, the
solution.
powders,
Yeah, which are
there's so much.
fine. Like if you need to supplement your diet, your existing diet, that's good, that's cleaned up.
Yeah.
If you want to supplement it, with some protein powder or some whey protein or something like that. But man, if you don't have that basic, my son always says this because he's at the gym all the time. He said, you cannot outwork a bad diet. You're never going to outwork a bad diet.
Right.
Just, you can go to
That's a
the
good
gym.
one.
Nobody's got that time, but you'll never outwork it.
No, you can get, and that's where I like functional fitness. Like, we're
Yeah.
not asking anyone to have the six pack and the guns and,
Right.
all that sort of thing. We're
Yeah.
asking them to actually do their movements better. But what's really
Right.
cool is that once you move better with less pain, you move more, and then you end up getting a better physique, and, you have those benefits from that. But to be more functional first is one of the big things. And then to just wrap this circle all back around is the why
Yes.
behind taking care of your body better. And,
Right.
I guess to sum up our little theories that we preach to people is, you've got to prepare your body better. You've got to work smarter. It's not perfect work, but work smarter. There's probably a better way that you can hold yourself or do it.
Mhm.
And then give everybody permission to recover. And so that's the simple way for not only workforce, but everybody to kind of, we all know that
Yeah,
you eat
I
right, you
know.
exercise, you get fit, you get healthy. It's just hard to act upon it.
Man, I'm just thinking, just one example, the electrician that's got to wire these overhead on a folding ladder, step ladder, wire up these boxes, and you just take one corridor where they've got 37 of these. And you're
Right.
like, you've got to think, like you said, for longevity.
Yes.
How long is that going to take me? And then where do I put my brakes? And when do I start to recognize I need to come down and do something? And then teaching them how to do that, they're going to be more productive. We're going to have fewer injuries. They're going to
Yes.
enjoy their work better. It's great stuff.
Yes, but
Great
if
stuff.
if you're preaching at that employee that's doing that to be like, get done, get done, get done, right? Then
Right.
he's just going to burn himself out to a point that he'll probably strain something, rather than knowing that you're still going to get the production, but take your micro breaks, figure out how to correct it. Any new employees have to be conditioned into that. You can't just stick somebody right into that if they haven't been doing it. So
Yeah.
smart.
You mean I can't
Not
just do this for 30 seconds? Just pull my
my
shoulder.
favorite one, my favorite exercise, not right. So for
You do
anyone who
like
hasn't,
to call that one out.
I know, right? So for anyone who's, this is your first episode, stop doing this stretch. Stop doing this warm up stretch. It's
What
ridiculous
is it
unless you feel
doing though, or not
it's
doing?
helping stretch and lengthen and just bring circulation to the back of your body. The problem is that we're always in this position anyway. Like, if you're
Yeah.
driving or computer or you're bent over and you're working, like,
Try
everything is
opening
here
up. Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
why are we continuing to encourage it? So everybody needs to now reach your arms out to the side and stretch and open up the other way and take that other one out. Please. Thank you for that's
See,
the public service
that's the
announcement.
knowledge that's
That's the
why I
why.
talk to you. Yes. That's why I
That's the
talk to
why.
you.
We got to open this
Yes.
up. And so many things come from this area. If you have nerve or elbow stuff, like, I told someone
Yeah.
just this week, our class this week, I'm like, if I have I think I did a post on it also. If there is a magic wand that I have, which I don't have a super magic wand, this is the best thing closest to it is you've got to just keep doing stretches to open up your chest and your hand and everything like this because we're so crunched into T-Rex posture.
Everything's in front
So
of us.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And
So I like you're
the
like
minute
T-Rex.
right.
Yeah. Great. That's all good stuff, man. Hey, where can anybody that's interested in what Lori does, you can check her out online. Lori, why don't you share where folks can find you?
Find me on balancebio.com. But really, if you want to get a handle on what's going on, find me on LinkedIn. You can search. I try to post a lot of things on LinkedIn for sure. And then on Instagram and socials, the Movement Ninja. You will find me there, and YouTube and things like that. So you can get an idea of our philosophy and where it goes. And a whole bunch of stuff is just free information on helping people move better and feel better.
Well, I, for one, thank you, Lori, for helping us understand how we can make work suck less. I love that.
Yes.
So that's awesome.
Yes. That's the
All right.
greatest.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Lori.
much for having me again.
Yep. Anytime.